Hey fellow Aquas, how y'all doing? Welcome. We're gonna be doing your first half of June general reading here. Let's talk. So in the meditation, I saw the image of a stag, okay? And around this stag's antlers were these little gorgeous, adorable little twinkle fairy lights. It's like a decorated, antler situation. And I saw this stag, which I do feel was representing the Aquarian collective for first half of June, walking through the woods at night. And then I saw it coming to a clearing and this big star in the sky that was acting as moonlight. It was sort of the moon in the shape of a star. Can roll with that, shining down on this stag. And then I saw it go out onto this stage and all of these different people gathering around to gaze upon this stag under this, star/moonlight. And then I saw scenes from a film. It's actually a film. It was also an animated series called The Last Airbender. Fascinating. So The Last Airbender has a lot to do with working with the four elements, but how I got it in this particular context was working with our natural element of air and shaping our own reality. Being able to take, it was so cool, being able to take a given energy, right? Whatever energy that is, whether it's coming towards us, whether we're creating it, whether we woke up like this, whether whatever that energy is, taking it and through our own magical willpower, transforming it into what we desire to work with, what we desire to have around us, what we desire to be our highest and best reality. It feels like we are the airbenders. And I have the shivvy me bibs. It feels really exciting. It also feels like there's this, we are in Gemini season, which is our fellow air sign. And if you think about it, they're the twins, we're the water bearers, we are closely related to them, energetically in many ways. It really feels like the Aquarian collective is going to be in a place where a lot of people are observing you. And I'm not trying to scur you, not in like in a negative way, but in a way of you're going to be looked towards and say like, how are they doing that? How are they living in that fabulous energy? How are they creating, their own highest and best given circumstances? How do they do it? I'm hearing that maybe she's born with it. Maybe it's Maybelline. Is that what it is? Like, that's the distinct energy. It feels all tingly. It feels very Hecate. It feels very, master magician mixed with high priestess. Also, the stag represents a blending of masculine and feminine energies. And in doing so, because I saw the symbol of the yin and the yang, it's about the masculine and feminine energies, equal parts receiver and giver. I feel like the Last Airbender right now. It's very, very cool. Good Lord. It's like having a mastery over, earth, air, fire, and water. It feels very potent and very magical and really extra, which should come as no surprise. So we have the fire ant here. Here's why I'm completely obsessed with this. Do you remember when I said that I saw the Aquarian collective as the stag on a stage and there were all these people coming around to witness and look upon, and then we have all of these fire ants here? So this is kind of stunning. And do you see the light emanating off of this source in the lower chakras represented here? So let's talk about this. First of all, what does fire need to live, exist, grow, and be fire? It needs air, right? I feel this distinct sense of emergence, growth, transformation, because that's very much what I was seeing too with like that. I keep wanting to have a ball of air, and I'm really drawn to this circle here. It feels very transformative, but it also feels like you're at the word is epicenter. Okay? It feels like you're at an epicenter. Remember when I saw the star that was really like moonlight walking out into this clearing, all these people? You are very much being looked to as an example, as a beacon, as a source of inspiration. But it also feels like there's this want and need to practice balance and moderation in terms of how much you are there for other people and how much you're there for yourself. But I'm telling you, it's like a moth to a flame situation, you being the flame. Like, do you see that? Like, it's like, ooh, one of us, one of us. Like, this is the Aquarian collective right here, dead center. There's all this energy being attracted towards you, right? Fascinating. Let's see what's going on. Let's see what's going on. Whew! All right, first half of June. It also feels like this reset of energy. Like, it feels like a time convergence or a time lapse where, time had kind of suspended in the air, and now it's resumed or redirected itself forward. As my fellow futurists, I feel like a lot of you know what I'm talking about with that. Okay, Seven of Pentacles. Hilarious, given what I just said about time. So Seven of Pentacles is really funny. Seven of Pentacles is about, it is about patience, right? It's also about timing. It's also about trusting that the seeds that you've sown will bear fruit. When this is in reversed, it can indicate an impatience, but I really, really like that it came up here, in the upright. And I'm also really drawn to this raven here. Which is very much about magic and timing. Again, remember what I just said about time rerouting and being back on course? It's that very distinct feeling. But I also want to point something out. Remember when I said that I got that feeling of creating your own reality and you being the master creator, illustrator, and then homeboy is literally standing here painting the roses red? This is what it is. You are making your own reality, and there is this strong sense of you're in a unique position during this time to manifest and work with your own natural element to create what you want. It's very cool. It's very distinct. I also want to point out a parallel. Do you see the red here in the center and then the red here and the painting the roses, right? Red is the root chakra, right? It governs our sense of security and feeling safe in this world, and also money matters. I'm also getting the sense of from the ground up, you are really, like I said, you're in a very unique position here where it's like it does feel like there's this sense, if you've gotten this memo around appreciating the taking of one's time, right? This is reminding me. So I just did I just posted the Gemini season collective reading, and this is reminiscent of that in a way, where it's like you've received the memo of you're gonna get to where you're going anyway, but why not enjoy getting there? Because there is this sense, like, doesn't this kind of look like a concert? And there's this sense of like, they're waiting with bated breath for you to come on the stage, and then when you're done, it's like they're like encore, encore, encore. There's this huge sense of there's either people waiting on you, and I don't mean that negatively, I mean that like really positively, waiting on you in anticipation of your arrival, in anticipation of what you're going to say, your decision around something, what you're going to do next. There is this energy here where you are in demand, or you're revered, or there's this aspect of someone or someone's energy about just like waiting on Aquarius, but in a really fun, I want to say well-deserved sort of way. I keep hearing I'm taking my time and I'm waiting for the right time, because the Raven is very much about time and magical timing. Remember when I said I felt Hecate as well? She is associated with Raven-esque energy as well. It's interesting. Okay, let's keep going. The clock and the time I keep getting as well. Really something here about going at your own pace and doing things in your own time, in your own way. It's very cool. Okay, so we have the 10 of Wands here. So again, this is about movement, right? The Wands were the realm of passion, desire, artistry, fire energy here, right? Lining up with that fire ant energy. So the 10 of Wands, traditionally speaking, is about moving. Now, this can be a geographical move. It can be about mentally moving from one place to another, the ending of one cycle, because this lovely darling here is moving towards the Ace of Wands, which is that initial burst of, energy, fervor, and inspiration and directives. But I want to point something out. You see how we have this rose tree here, and then he's got this cart full of apples. It's almost as if you're taking your time around making a decision or making a move, right? And then when you do, this is like a slow moving energy here, but I really like it because it's like taking this harvest to exactly where it's meant to go. Sometimes in a reading, it's less about what energy is there and more about what energy isn't there. And in this context, I feel a distinct lack of rushing. A distinct lack of rushing. As Aquarians, we can get into this place of impatience or feeling like we're futurists, right? It's kind of in our nature. So we're thinking about the next thing. We're go, go, go. What's it going to be on this other side? How's this going to turn out? But there's this distinct, you've either exhausted yourself doing that already, and you're like, okay, I'm done with that. Or you've really gotten this distinct memo where it's like, you know what? Every time I try to control timing around something or try to get an idea of when and how and why, it doesn't end up feeling too good, and I seem to get to a place of like misdirection around it. So I'm really going to take my time getting to where I'm going, but you are moving. But I like that this is going slowly, because it's like where you end up, oh, that's what it is. You have a feeling that wherever you end up, whether this is you're moving homes, jobs, relationships, it's an internal shift towards your desired career, whatever have you, you know that where you're going to be a long time. So why not take your time getting there? You know what I mean? You know what I just heard? I heard this isn't temporary. So if this isn't temporary, it's back to the collective reading I just did. I'm hearing The Remedy by Jason Mraz. And if this isn't temporary and it's going to be around for a while, all the better to enjoy the journey getting there and to take your time doing so. It's quite delicious, I have to say. Why do I feel like someone or something is trying to rush you or is waiting on an answer, waiting on a move, waiting to see what you're going to do, or waiting on your arrival? It's a very distinct energy. But what I really love is that you're almost setting an example by pacing yourself and taking your time. Feels really important. So not surprised at all to see the Six of Wands here. This is a public victory and a public entrance. This is exactly what I was picking up on, y'all. Back to the fire energy here. Remember when I said I saw you guys as the stag stepping out into a public arena or a stage, and all these people gathering round yonder to gaze upon Aquarius? It's this feeling of, what are they going to do next? How did they do that? That's what this is. It's juicy. What can I say? It's red apple juicy is what it is. It feels really good though. So traditionally, the Six of Wands is public recognition, a big arrival, a grand entrance as it were. This is your given circumstances in a 3D externalized outer way, being of great success, right? It's that victory in a way that other people can see and witness and testify, darling. But you see this garland on his head? You have completed, I want to say this, you've passed some sort of test in a way. It's like you've gotten through this time and energy in a way, even though you may have had, difficult moments or, moments of doubt, or where you let other people's energy affect you, because there is this distinct feeling of you having, like when you're in your own energy, you've been feeling good. You feel like you know what's up, you know what the truth is, and then maybe you talk to other people or you see something and other people, right? Back to this fiery energy. These other energies coming in and them affecting you. For example, you wake up feeling a certain type of way, you're feeling good, you're going about your life and your business, and then you get a phone call from someone who's having a really tough time, or is a bit of a, Debbie Downer, a negative Ned, or, you just feel significantly less fabulous than you did at the top of the phone call. That's an example of what I'm talking about, okay? And I am getting this energy here. But I really like this because it's highlighting. It feels like you're stepping into a place of being an observer. And that's where the real superpower is. That is the superpower of an air sign anyway. And we are in Gemini season, the season of the air, right? Which we always really do well during when we're in seasons of our elements, right? So when Gemini is in expression, we're going to be having a pretty good time during that, just like in Libra season, right? There's this energy of being an observer. So it's about you're observing the energy and actions and reactions. Because I feel like there are people around you. You know what this is? This is people reacting as opposed to responding. This is reacting as opposed to responding. And you're over here responding instead of reacting. And you are taking this information and making decisions and changes around it. You're taking notes, honey. You're taking notes. That's what this is. And it's highlighting for you, highlighting this yellow here, right? It is highlighting who is and is not of your vibration, right? Who do I hang out with? Who do I talk to? What work do I do where I feel better than I did, or about the same, or less than I did? And you're coming out the other side of this in a place of true victory. I can't with how amazing this is. Look at this. Look at this. Patience, trusting that the seeds that you've sown will bear fruit, but doing it in your own way. Okay, I did it my way, a la Frank Sinatra. You're making moves around that, taking your time getting to where you're going, and knowing that the apples that you're carrying are the juiciest and the best, right? Having faith and believing in your own self-worth and your own discernment and intuition about when and how to do things. Why do I feel like there's all these people in your ear or have very distinct opinions about, you know, how something is or the truth of something, and then you're over here like, I'm tapped into something a little more extraterrestrial. So I'm you know what's up, and I don't necessarily feel the need to like even engage in either your fear-based thinking or your old systems of beliefs and patterns. I feel like there's some big changes coming up in your social circle or how and where you spend time, okay? Which leads you into a place of utter victory. And I want to point something out. These people who are following along, you know, like this throng of adoring fans or whatever have you, it's like these are people who truly get you and who truly accept and appreciate you exactly as you are for exactly who you are. That, ooh, Lord. VIP. These are the VIPs. It's really distinct and very, very cool. Seven of Pentacles. It's this feeling of like, well, if you don't get me, if you don't understand me, if you can't appreciate me for my uniqueness, then that's okay. Then our time together has, you know, like run its course, and thanks for the lessons. So we have a reversal here in the Four of Swords. So I'm really liking this. Now, both of these energies speak of a stillness, okay? Because Four of Swords traditionally, ooh, look at those butterflies. Four of Swords traditionally is about, you know, a rest, a respite, silence, recovering from illness, right? It's a certain sense of like absolutely nothing is happening on the surface, right? So the fact that this came up in the reverse here, see how these are linking up here with the stillness and movement and timing and going and being still, etc., which leads us into this 10 of Wands, which is a going to where you're meant to be, right? Only taking those along with you who are a vibrational match to where you are. Because let me tell you something, that what I'm feeling here is a very distinct feeling of transformation. You are not who you were previous to now. I actually feel like you're not who you were since the last time I did these readings, is actually what it feels like. The last reading that I did was for the entire month of May. And I feel like you're very different than you were going into the month of May, late April into May. Like that's what it feels like. It feels very distinct, okay? Feels very good. So Four of Swords in the reverse. Ooh, you see how these people here are coming forward? And this is like Aquarius, like, and they're coming forward and just like, oh my gosh, like there are some endings here, some very distinct endings that I'm picking up on. But it's like you're looking towards this like beautiful like monk energy here of like the sun again with this tree here. And just going, I'm going to plant my harvest in more fertile soil. Soil that's aligned with me, what I really, really want. There's this also this distinct feeling of like time being very precious and you're really getting clear on that memo. You're releasing, right? And there's this, again, I want to say it again, there's this distinct lack of impatience. And I like it a lot. I like it a lot, actually. 10 of Wands. There's also a distinct lack of waffling. Waffling is like when you're going back and forth and like, should I, shouldn't I don't know. Because remember, indecision is a decision. And you feel very certain and very sure. And I really like that. Okay. We got 3 for 1 here. And this is making all the sense in the world. Oh, okay, I feel like these are here. Okay, good. So we have the Knight of Wands here. This is just like the wand reading. We have the Knight of Wands reading to clarify the 10 of Wands. See what I'm saying about all this movement situation? This is fast forward movement, okay? So do you see the differences in energies here where this is like a This is like a I really like the difference in energies here because it speaks to a middle ground, right? It speaks to a middle ground, and I really, really like it. You're taking the time getting to where you're going because you know that when you get there, it's going to be, you know, lasting and it's going to be around for a while. I do feel like this Knight of Wands is speaking more to the fact that you're very passionate about this new direction, who and where and if and however we're going. I do feel like there's a group of you who are really thinking about moving, okay? Actually moving homes, cities, countries, places, moving in with someone, moving in with there's something about a change in your home environment, in a way. This could also be where you're looking at your home environment and going, how can I improve this? How can I make this more of an oasis of a sanctuary? There's something about home improvement or changing of home or really considering, you know, I'm getting this feeling, Tim McGraw, where the green grass grows. I'm getting this feeling of like, when I imagine myself, what is your version of, let me just give you an example. When I think about, you know, in terms of what I desire, I think about because I'm from the South, what is my sitting in a rocking chair on a front porch drinking lemonade? What does that look like for me? Where is it? Who's sitting next to me? Is someone sitting next to me? Is there a dog? Is there a cat? Is there a gopher? That's what I think about, right? So what is that for you? What is your equivalent of a rocking chair on a front porch with a beverage? See what I'm saying with that? With that slow paced going, that's also that song Mayberry by Rascal Flatts. It's this feeling of like, what is my ideal sanctuary and sense of belonging? But it feels wherever you're going, you're just feeling really sure about it and really good about it. And listen, not everybody is going to come with you. I also want to point something out. But I also want to say, also, not every aspect of yourself wants to be carried over into this new cycle. Remember when I said the Ten of Wands repeats itself and goes to the Ace of Wands, and then we have the Knight of Wands here? It's like this is where you're going towards, and I rather like it. It's really, really good. There's a lot of passion here again, a lot of fire energy, right? Again, because see how some of this fruit has gone bad? There is this aspect here of there are going to be aspects of yourself, habits that you've had, patterns that you've had, people in your life, even certain thought patterns of yours. I just saw 2222. That are going to be called away and you're releasing. And it's really, really cool. I feel like you're going through to a new soul tribe or a new tribe or a new, like it really feels like you're going, there's a lot of newness here. And I really, really like it. Someone's also about to be in the spotlight, quite literally. Getting really well known for something, blowing up in a way, not blowing up like explosion, but like, you know, like, yay, woo, she blowed up, you know, like that, like a good thing. So to clarify the Six of Wands, we have the Two of Cups and the Knight of Cups. I'll hold for reaction. So the Two of Cups is soul partnership, it's love, it's union. You know, I'm getting okay. Do you remember when I said that because it's Gemini season and they're our fellow air sign that we're going to be having a bit of an extra good time during this? I distinctly feel that, and I feel like for some of you, this could be with a fellow air sign, which would be Gemini or Libra or a fellow Aquarian. This Knight of Cups here also speaks of, oh, look at the wings here. I'm obsessed. And I was just, and the wings here. And I was just talking about fellow air signs. It feels really good. Air signs, when they come together, it's a highly communicative connection. A lot of ideas, a lot of understanding of each other, because truth, sometimes it really does take another air sign to understand an air sign, like truthfully, right? We're very particular. But again, with these cups here as well, this is about emotional fulfillment. And look at these two snakes, how they're mirroring each other. I do feel like there is this distinct feeling of you're amongst a tribe that really understands you and sees you, and you're coming into these connections of like, oh my gosh, I don't have to explain myself. What? You mean you get me and you know what I mean without me having to explain or justify or over clarify myself? Whoa, that's the feeling. okay? But also, I feel like some of you guys are engaging in some really fun creative work. I mean, for some of you, this is definitely romantic. This is what this is. Two of Cups is romance with someone who truly understands you and gets you and sees you, sometimes through trial and error, but ultimately you speak the same language. You're coming from the same place. So therefore you just kind of, what is that saying? There's nothing like the feeling of being seen, or nothing like the feeling of you get me. I think it's from High Fidelity, I'm not sure. There's something about that. And it's like these two people truly see each other. I also feel like you might, if this is like an artistic partnership or something where you're coming together with someone who you're like, oh my God, we both love the same thing. We both, want to work on this together, whatever this is. It is something that emotionally fulfills you and could definitely be artistic in nature or something that will result in just a lot of the feel goods for you in terms of feeling that kind of work or that kind of activity where you just feel like, wow, I'm really good at this and I'm doing something that really brings me a lot of joy. Does anyone know that song? It's an older song. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. Do you see how this woman is washing her hair in the river? I'm just going to say it again. While this person is waving, hello there. Be open and welcoming to a change of ensemble. I'm just saying, I feel like there's some new people coming in here, and I'm not saying that everybody, is going to go to make room, but I feel like the opportunity here is the ability to lovingly release those around you that are no longer a vibrational match to where you are or where you're going, to make room for those who are a vibrational match to you and where you're going forward. It feels like a distinct feeling of a new year, or now the year's beginning, or this is a brand new cycle. It feels very particular in that way, okay? And allow yourself to really receive and welcome that. It's really cool. Birds of a feather, yeah, for sure. Birds of a feather, birds of a feather. It feels really good. I'm also hearing there's a lot of healing karma coming up here, a lot of healing karma. It's really cool. Okay, let's get to Goddess for my fellow Aquas for first half. I am so happy about this. Oh my God, stop it now. Okay, remember when I said that this is reminding me, please go watch the collective, Gemini collective reading, because you just got a similar animal and it's reminding me of that. Yemaya, beautiful golden opportunity. I bring that up because of the dolphin, which was the animal energy for the Gemini collective. Huzzah, beautiful. Yeah, doesn't this feel like a hello, making a big entrance and a spectacle of herself in the best way possible. Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. What have we literally been talking about? Important doors are opening for you right now. Walk through them. I also want to point out, this looks like a turtle shell a bit, like a turtle kind of throwback energy here. And I'm getting back to this timing and pacing of things. I want to say to you on a final note, you are now in your highest and best timeline. But not because, and I say this with love, not because some angel fairy came and waved a wand and showered you with sprinkles and magic glitter, which, yes, that's true for many of us. But I want to say, because this feels important to say to y'all, you're in your highest and best timeline because of your choices on a moment-to-moment basis. Okay? It's a lot less, fate and destiny than it is your choices on a moment-to-moment basis. And in that sense, it's like this door is available and open to you, this new chapter, right? But it's up to you whether you walk through that door and get after this, new energy coming towards you. I also want to point out this golden opportunity. Back to this yellow here in the gold. Remember I said that some of you guys are about to be well known or in the spotlight or quite sought after? It's true. There's this whole energy here running throughout this whole thing. And there's a deep, deep love here. Definitely romantic. And for those of you who, are going towards a reality in which you spend more time doing what you love to do and less time doing, obligatory work or just doing work to pay the bills or whatever have you, there's a huge shift around that, and I rather like it. They're also pointing out, do you see this crown that this dude here is wearing, how it's made of roses? And then we had the roses right here. On a final note, I'm hearing that some of you guys have been waiting for someone to come into your atmosphere that is truly the yin to your yang. That patience is paying off. And I rather like it a lot. And again, for some of you guys, especially because it's paired with the Knight of Cups, this is an emotionally fulfilling connection. It can also be with a group of people or someone who just truly see you and get you. And it really does feel like the absolute best feeling there is. Also, Yemaya is the goddess that rules emotional healing and release. So any of you guys that are, remember what I said about noticing about who you talk to or who you're around, who you feel more tired after talking to them, or you feel less great than you did after talking with them? Please observe that and take note. That's your higher self trying to guide you towards others who, who are more vibrational match to where you are. And if it's someone like family who it's, maybe it's just about observing that without taking on and in their energy, because Yemaya comes out when we're talking about empaths as well, which means you're feeling other people's emotions as your own. I feel like this is stepping into a freedom of that and the superpower to airbend your own reality and observe other people's feelings and where they are without taking that on or in as your own. Feels very, very important. And again, guess what? Dolphins represent soulmate connections, and we have the Two of Cups. Obsessed. Calling in your tribe. Okay, my fellow Aquas, this felt so right and tight. It's really good to be back with you guys. I so hope that this helped and resonated. I will be back with y'all for the second half of June, resuming that schedule as normal. And with that being said, I really hope that this helped and resonated. If so, please let me know in the comments below. You know I love you the mostest and the bestest. So let a girl know in the comments how this is landing, how y'all doing. And with that being said, just thank you guys as always for being here. But most of all, thank you for being you. And be well. Until next time.